Today's horoscope from AstroCademy, Gemini September 16, 2024. You might receive news that casts some doubt on a situation, but insecurity shouldn't rule your day. It's best not to ignore them, however. Instead, address your fears with self-honesty. Conversations about typically private matters can be slightly uncomfortable but bring surprisingly positive results and feelings. The better you handle problem areas, the freer you'll feel to enjoy and embrace current opportunities. As the day advances, a Venus-Jupiter transit comes into play, bringing shared happiness, cooperation, and loving gestures. As well, creative projects or ideas can blossom. It's possible that helping out a friend or acquaintance can give you a boost. Embrace the mighty power of Jupiter. Jupiter, also known as our great benefic, amplifies everything that he touches. As he now resides in the distant skies of Gemini, we will find all air sign themes more prominent. When it comes to sex is a zodiac sign that likes options, and sometimes this leads to multiple partners. Seduction is very cerebral for Gemini, and from now until June 9, 2025, we, too, may find this more enticing than when Jupiter orbits in a different realm of the sky. Because of this, we and others may be able to talk our way into sizzling and sassy sexual experiences. Do you want to call attention to yourself? Depending on your mood, this could go either way when the moon enters your sign. If you do not want attention, you may appear aloof and even cold at work. Co-workers may suspect that you are in a mood, which could be their cue to leave you alone. But if you do want attention, then you could have an unusual way of calling it to you. You may appear friendly and highly engaging, which co-workers will notice. It all depends on how you feel and what you want. Have you ever noticed how good intentions can sometimes misfire? The approach is often at fault, not the intention. So, it is with good health. If you want to steer yourself in a new direction, do so knowing that change is hard for anyone. Don't be any harder on yourself than you would a dear friend. The easiest things to change are habits that cause immediate effect. Increase the amount of water you drink and notice how your appetite decreases. At the heart of today's vibrations, there is love, love, love. Currently, you feel an inexpressible need for tenderness, and you are tender and patient yourself with your family and friends. Your relationships are balanced, stable, and harmonious. These changes will give you new desires and lead you to rethink your relationships, particularly in your family life. Wrapping up your projects won't be any problem, and it shouldn't be too long before you reach your objectives. Simultaneously, Mercury, recently returned to your financial sector, aligns positively with the dwarf planet Ceres in an intuitive and imaginative area of your chart. Meanwhile, the Sun and Moon are also aligning favorably just days before they are set to clash during a full moon eclipse in your income sector. As the Moon spends its final hours in this intuitive and imaginative part of your chart, it forms a friendly aspect with the Sun in your financial sector. This alignment provides you with an astute, intuitive, and confident perspective on money matters. The Moon's first visit to Aquarius since Pluto left 12 days ago was always going to be a valuable chance to check in. However, the Moon not only returns just as a friendly aspect between Venus in an adventurous part of your chart and Jupiter in your romantic sector is starting to peak, but in time to amplify and enhance the experience. The Moon is going to connect with the planets of love and luck. Just the spirit of romance and adventure reaches its peak tomorrow. Our eyes in the sky. It's often the smallest gestures that leave the biggest impact, isn't it? A quick text to check in on a friend, or a simple "I'm thinking of you," can spark so much joy, both for you and the other person. Have you ever been on the receiving end of a message that instantly brightened your day, making you feel seen and appreciated? That's the kind of connection we're talking about today, the type that strengthens bonds and reminds us of the beauty in our relationships. So, if that sense of connection is calling you, don't ignore it. Today is the perfect day to reach out and spread a little warmth. Who in your life could use a reminder that they matter? Now, let's talk about the energy surrounding you today. It's buzzing with possibility. Your mental sharpness and physical energy are at an all-time high. You're feeling on top of your game, and it's as though everything you set your mind to feels totally within reach. Have you been holding on to a brilliant idea, just waiting for the right moment to bring it to life? Guess what? That moment is now. You already have the tools, knowledge, and insight to succeed. The only thing left to do is to trust yourself enough to take that leap. Sometimes, the most rewarding moments come from stepping out of your comfort zone and embracing the unknown. Think about a time when you hesitated, only to later realize, I should have started sooner. Today is your gentle nudge to go for it. There's no better time than the present. In your social life, you'll find yourself especially open and welcoming today. Whether it's deepening connections with close friends or inviting new friendships into your circle, today's energy makes it all feel effortless and meaningful. Have you ever noticed how sharing experiences with others can surprise you with new perspectives, unexpected laughter, and moments of genuine joy? Today is a wonderful opportunity to experience just that. Open your heart and let those connections flourish. When we invest in our relationships, we not only enrich our own lives but also create spaces for others to feel valued and heard. It's a cycle of kindness and love, one that will be mirrored back to you tenfold. But let's not forget, even with all this positive momentum, there may be moments where your mind drifts toward unrealistic dreams or desires. You might find yourself daydreaming about something that seems just out of reach or feeling tempted by a risk that could undo the progress you've made. These moments are worth paying attention to, not for the risk itself, but for what they might reveal about your inner state. Have you ever felt a pull toward something, only to realize later that it was driven by a deeper dissatisfaction with where you currently are? These feelings aren't always about chasing something new, they're often a signal that it's time for reflection. Take a step back and ask yourself, what's really driving these desires? Why do I feel the need for change? By giving yourself the time and space to explore these questions, you'll gain clarity. And here's the beautiful part, it's often the small, intentional shifts that lead to the most fulfilling transformations. It's not always about big, sweeping changes. Sometimes, a quiet moment of reflection, a change in perspective, or a shift in priorities can make all the difference. So, as you move through today, stay grounded in the present, and embrace the opportunities that come your way. Whether it's reigniting a passion project, reaching out to loved ones, or simply giving yourself the time to reflect, trust you're exactly where you need to be. You have the strength, wisdom, and support to move forward with confidence and grace.